Hello, I am Angelus Demonus, and in this video, we'll discuss how to level your Arm Armor Aetherpool if you're solo. Some of us just want to do this journey all by ourselves, the true solo challenge. Let's be real, Match Party could take ages to queue, and gathering some buddies just to help you could feel like a hassle. I'm sure our friends wouldn't mind, but that feeling of not wanting to waste people's time is a vibe. I'm here to tell you it's very possible to level your Arm Armor by yourself. I'll go over a game plan of how you can efficiently level your Aetherpool as a completely solo runner if your goal is the Necromancer title. As a frame of reference, I had attempted to obtain the Necromancer title on Square Enix's cloud servers that they were testing out back in November of 2023. I had to unlock Palace of the Dead, build the Arm Armor from zero, and within a 1 week time limit clear floor 200 before the servers were shut down. We'll be using this recent experience and all my years in Deep Dungeon to give you guys a guide to work with. Welcome to Deep Dungeon. Let's give you guys a starting scenario and a quick summary of your goals. You just unlocked Palace of the Dead, so your Aetherpool is at 0-0. You don't have any sustaining potions. Most importantly, you are solo. Your first goal, clear floor 50 to unlock floors 51 to 60. Your second and main goal, level your Aetherpool to at least 65 in Arm, Armor, or both. The general strategy method and info. Silver chests, which also look blue and silver, will be how you level your Arm Armor. It is a random chance that it will upgrade one or the other, with a small chance you can get +1, +2, or even +3. There is also a random chance it will not upgrade, and that's usually if you are of a higher Aetherpool on a lower floor. And there's also a chance it could explode. Ideally, you'll be utilizing your 2 save files to help you farm and climb from floor 1, assuming you're starting from the beginning. If not, floor 51 plus is your target farming location to build your Aetherpool until about 65 for the first time Necromancer attempts. Let's discuss some more specific details. Tanks and healers will give you a notable advantage of survivability working with no sustaining potions, but don't feel discouraged if you are a DPS. You may need to play a little more cautious as a DPS, but generally speaking, you'll be able to build your Arm Armor without issues. The game plan. Here is what I suggest. Do a floor 1 to 10 set and aim to level your Arm or Armor to 6. Both is ideal, but you are dealing with RNG. On my cloud server run, I did one set of floors 1 to 10, and literally got only 1 armor and nothing else. This can be normal, and in this case you would definitely want to reset the file and just go back in. Once you hit roughly 6 arm and or armor, use your second slot and build that file up. I would definitely suggest you keep the second file if you level your Aetherpool a few times, but if you get close to nothing, reset it and go back into floor 1. When you have 2 files at floor 11 plus with, let's say, between 8 to 10 minimum, I would suggest you work on both files. Take the first file up to 21 plus, then take the next one to 21 plus, so on. This will take a little bit of time working in double file, but you'll give yourself a good chance to continue building your Aetherpool without dying in the middle of the run if you go with only a single file. If you run into a situation where it seems a bit too hard to keep going, I suggest resetting the file back to floor 1 and reclimb it back up to be in sync with your other file. A few bits of other details as you level your Aetherpool. Your Aetherpool will only save when you complete a set of 10 floors, or in other words, killing the boss and seeing a duty complete. For example, you had 10 armor starting at floor 11 to 20. You get to 15 armor, but die in floor 15. You'll have to do floor 11 to 20 again and you'll be back to 10 armor. The higher the floor set you go with a lower Arm Armor will make it more difficult to get through them. This is one reason you would want to work on both files simultaneously, so you can have a higher chance to power yourself up as you progress through the floor sets until you hit floor 51 plus. This leads me to my next point. Although going for the Necromancer title will require you to not have a recorded KO death on any of your files, dying will not matter during your farming process on the earlier floors outside of costing you more time. Your goal is to clear floor 50, and you can die 20 times and it will not prevent you from accomplishing that. If you are feeling a bit cheeky and brave to try the higher floors straight away without using your second file or at a fairly low arm and armor, you are more than welcome to do so. I don't suggest it for new deep dungeon runners, but it is your run. Aside from prioritizing silver chests for your Aetherpool, try to get as many gold chests pomanders as you climb. It is highly suggested, if not required, to have a pomander of strength and steel for every boss you encounter to help you survive the fight, especially if you are going as a DPS. You won't really need strength and steel on the non-boss floors, but it certainly helps. Utilize the potions that enemies drop to help keep yourself alive. Each floor will drop a level appropriate potion. For example, floors 1 to 10 will drop a high quality standard potion, floors 11 to 20 will drop a high quality high potion, so forth. You do not want to use the highest tiered potion on the lower floors, such as max potions, super potions, or hyper potions, because they are more potent with a much larger HP pool and has a 1 minute and 7 second cooldown compared to the floor 1 to 10 potion, which has a 22 second cooldown. A suggestion I make to people going for the Necromancer title for the first time: as you go through each floor, try to kill all the available enemies before moving to the next floor. This advice will be even more important with low Aetherpool. You'll want to be very close to, equal to, or a higher level than the boss of each set up to floor 40, as it will help you survive the damage from each boss, especially when you do not have any sustaining potions. The level of each of the 4 bosses are the following. Floor 10 is level 20. Floor 20 is level 35. Floor 30 is level 49. Floor 40 is level 59. Hopefully, all the aforementioned tips have helped you get your first floor 50 clear if you needed it as a solo gamer. Or if you already have access to 51 plus but your Aetherpool is very low due to whatever reason, you can now move to the next section, the grind. The goal of the grind. If you had just unlocked Palace of the Dead and it's your first time in floor 51 to 60, you're probably around 20 to 30 arm and armor. Unlike the previous 50 floors, it's okay to be still fairly low, if not at an even lower Aetherpool. Enemies in floor 51 to 60 are fairly squishy compared to floors 1 to 50, and you will get upgrades at a rapid rate. If you are aiming for a Necromancer title attempt, I suggest getting your Aetherpool to a minimum of 65, which can be either arm, armor, or both. When grinding floors 51 to 60, and if you hit to around 50-50 arm and or armor, the rate of upgrades will start to slow down as some silver chests will not add to your power. You'll have 3 options to proceed, and no matter what you choose, you'll be in good shape. You can continue to farm floors 51 plus, as the floor set will get smoother and smoother until you are around 65 to 70. It may take longer and longer the higher your Aetherpool goes up to get upgrades, but you will still get them. Once you reach a minimum of 65 arm and or armor, you are welcome to start your journey for Necromancer. If you do not have a KO on your save files, you can continue your way up past floor 60 and just see how far you can go, even past floor 100. If it's your first attempts at the Necromancer solo title, you can chalk it up to a combination of Aetherpool leveling and experience on the floors. The higher floor set you are, the higher possibility your Aetherpool will level, especially if you enter floor 101 plus, as the Aetherpool upgrades will be 100% provided you aren't capped at 99. If you do have a KO on your save file, you can continue past floor 60 anyway and take advantage of the higher floors for both experience and Aetherpool upgrades. You will get a guaranteed pot shirt and a +1/+1 in your Aetherpool for beating floor 100, so it would be worth clearing floor 100 while you are still farming your Aetherpool. Why at least 65 Aetherpool? Assuming you start at floor 1 with 65 Aetherpool, and let's also assume it might be one of your first serious attempts at the Necromancer title, you will have nearly 140 floors to continue leveling your Aetherpool before you really need to be either at or very close to 99. Even on the lower floors, you will want to make the effort to get the silver chests when it's available. It will be a fairly low chance to get an upgrade on, say, floor 1 to 10 at 65 Aetherpool, but it is not a 0% chance, so you may get lucky. Through my own experience and from some community members' experience, by starting around 65 to 70 at floor 1, you'll on average be about 90 Aetherpool around floor 110 or higher. While it is going to be ideal to be 99-99 by the time you start hitting floor 41 plus and onward, floor 101 plus will give you a guaranteed upgrade to your Aetherpool if it isn't capped. This is also making an assumption you did not die on your very first climb. If you have to return to floor 1 at any point during your Aetherpool farm, your Aetherpool will be even higher at the starting point, which means you'll be even closer to cap. You would have gained Deep Dungeon experience and Aetherpool all in one go. I hope this guide helps you understand how to get started with your Aetherpool as a solo player. I can understand how it can be intimidating to start from base Aetherpool and how things seem to die so much slower than some of my clear VODs at floor 1, but we all have to start somewhere. If you have any questions on this guide, or tips to add from your own experiences, please leave it in the comments below and it would be very much appreciated. I have also posted the full VOD of my cloud server run in the description below, where I started from unlocking Palace of the Dead to getting the Necromancer title, if that helps give a real-time look on how I did it from beginning to end in roughly 16 hours total. Thanks to everyone for the continued support on YouTube and Twitch, and don't forget to check out our merchandise store for Deep Dungeon apparel. Have a wonderful day.